I'm gonna be honest with you, I was surprised I even started battling today. But anyway, hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas. Welcome back to the Snake Eyes is a Dollar channel. Obviously, this is your boy Snake Eyes. Before we get started with this video, need everybody to like, comment, subscribe before I kick y'all ass. No, I'm just playing. You already know I do already. Follow both my social medias. Sorry. Snake Eyes _dollar. The dollar has a damn dollar, of course. And for my Instagram, it's all lowercase Snake Eyes _W dollar. Alright? So, if y'all know from the last video, I was planning on making a video about the Christmas Eve game against the Dallas Cowboys. I was able to watch it as soon as I got home from work. And also, really quickly, before we get started, okay, I would like to apologize to anyone that's seen this video, right? Because normally that, you know, whenever a holiday comes, I always like, hey, happy holidays, whatever, like happy Thanksgiving, like whatever. In this case, it would be obviously Merry Christmas and Happy Holidays, right? I didn't mention it for two things. One, not really trying to make this whole video about it. The Tory Lanez verdict kind of left a nasty taste in my mouth. It's like, obviously I wasn't there, so I can't really 100% vouch for something I wasn't there for. But at the same time, it's kind of like, you ever feel strongly that there was just something wrong? It's just like something in your heart just says that something's wrong. And that's the way I feel. So just kind of hearing that Tory was found guilty, his career is pretty much over with. He's going to jail for like, they said 22 years. He's probably going to serve between 5 to 8. I'm not going to lie to you. There's a couple things that you know, Tory Lanez has done throughout his career I didn't like. I didn't like the situation he did what happened with Dax. I didn't like what he did recently with August Alsina. Okay, he's not perfect by any stretch of the imagination. I'm not going to sit up there and say he is. But you know, this particular situation is just that with all of the shit that came out, all of the lying and changing up stories and shit. And I'm not even saying that Tory's side of the story was perfect either. It definitely had holes in there too. Some shit that don't seem right. It just doesn't seem right. And I'm gonna leave it at that. Obviously, the verdict was guilty, so that kind of fucked me up. Then the Eagles lost. Top of that kind of fucked me up. And then I'm kind of going to the Christmas kind of broke here and there. But whatever. I'm not here to make a whole sob story. My Christmas was good outside of the Eagles loss and the Tory Lanez verdict and shit. And then like that, Tory Lanez is like I'm the biggest fan of him. But you know, I do have compassion when I feel like that there's some bullshit that's taking place. And listen, there could have been obviously more, you know, evidence and things, you know, that came out in court that maybe the public wasn't exactly aware of. Obviously, I'm just going off of the information that the public knows. There's obviously probably more things in a courtroom that took place that made the jury decide elsewhere. But from all the evidence that, you know, I had any knowledge about, I just don't. It doesn't sit right with me that they decided to find Tory guilty. But I'm moving on from that. We're here to talk about this Dallas Cowboys game that just took place. I believe this is week number 15.
Dumbass.
Week 15 or 16. Whatever, I don't fucking remember. Like, just real quickly before I actually get into what the fuck happened during the game. I do not know how the fuck the nighttime was colder than Saturday morning. Friday was cold. If you live in Chicago, you know Friday was cold than a motherfucker, and it was a storm. But moving on to Saturday, when I worked, it was crazy how the nighttime was actually colder than the morning. Morning was like, okay, this ain't gonna be that bad. Then I come back from work around, you know, the evening time. I'm like, oh shit, like damn, I feel like I'm about to die in the cold and shit. Like it was crazy. But yeah, moving on from that. Once again, I hope everybody enjoyed their Christmas outside of the Eagles loss. We're gonna get straight into this game, okay? So. I think Friday, Jalen Hurts was officially ruled out. Dallas Goedert officially came back. We're going to talk about him later on. So Minshew obviously was a starter. Reed Blankenship came back from his injury, and we're going to fucking talk about Reed Blankenship. Holy shit, we're going to talk about Reed Blankenship. And some other people that we're going to be on their ass too. Okay? Pause. But you know what? But y'all know where I'm coming from, okay? Now, we lost, I believe, 40-34. Minshew did not play like complete dog shit, okay? He had 2 interceptions. One interception, Quez Watkins was not open. I mean, Curse was damn near right on his back. And the way he threw it, he kind of overthrew Quez. So I watched the Eagles post-game live because part of me was like, you know what? I don't really want anybody's thoughts echoing while I'm making this video. But at the same time, it's like, this again, like it's one of those situations where like I had to, you know, see if anybody else's opinion or anybody else's thoughts of the game were similar to mine. Like, cause sometimes like when you look at a really messy and an ugly ass game like this one that we lost, you kind of had to like look at you kind of have to like look at different opinions on it. Kind of like, do I feel crazy or am I crazy because I feel like that this is, you know, whatever that may be. Is anyone else? Does anyone else feel the same way? So this is like one of those situations, right? So, this game was a hot mess, but Minshew, it was his fault that first interception he threw. That like the dude was not open, okay. And then the second interception, yes, that was Quez Watkins' fault. Quez Watkins, you have to put yourself in a position where the defender can't overpower you to go in front of you and take that shit, right? And we're gonna talk about Quez Watkins a little briefly. I just want to talk about Gardner Minshew real quick. So Gardner Minshew made a lot of good plays. He made a lot of good plays. He scored a lot of points for like he did. But one thing I couldn't fucking stand. Okay, this is what I couldn't stand. It's a couple things, but it all tied into one thing. Why the fuck was this nigga leading back and fading away like he was Kobe Bryant and shit? I mean, I swear to God, you would have thought this nigga was like I swear to God, if they made a 2022 version of a music video for Fat Joe Lean Back, that nigga will be in it. Lean back. But the pocket will be fucking clean. And he would just start fading away throwing. And I'm like, what the fuck are you doing? And he would miss throws doing that shit. I'm like, why are you fading away throwing? Okay? I want to talk about Steichen real quick. It didn't like... You understand that I remember when Carson Wentz was injured, especially during the Super Bowl year and then the year after that, right? The play caller for Nick Foles, like, what I love about Doug Peterson, he called plays knowing that Nick Foles was on the fucking field instead of Carson Wentz. Steichen was fucking calling the same plays as if Jalen Hurts was on the field. Those are two different fucking quarterbacks. Like, Doug Peterson knew that Nick Foles was the starting quarterback. I'm tweaking. Nick Foles knew, Doug Peterson knew that he had Nick Foles playing, okay? So he's designed plays because Nick Foles doesn't have the biggest arm in the world, right? So he made plays that was designed for him to kind of do some quick passing, more efficient, more accuracy. It felt like that Steichen was just his game plan. It was like literally the same fucking plays that we would run with Jalen Hurts, who's obviously a much faster and a mobile quarterback. Not saying Minshew is slow, but he's nowhere like his speed is not really a threat like that, right? And going back to what I was talking about in the pocket, there'd be times where like his pocket presence was kind of like ugh. Like instead of him standing straight up. And another thing too, which it really killed me, was that he would and like the pocket would be breaking down. So there's nowhere for you to step up in the pocket. The pocket's breaking down. So if that is the case, that would be a smart thing to do. Get your ass out of the pocket and go throw on a run. Like he didn't start doing it until like about the endish of the third to the fourth quarter. Other than that, I'm not really gonna get on Minshew. Like Minshew, for the most part, he did his job, right? And everybody's freaking out. Like I watched the Eagles post. This is why sometimes I hate watching them, because they over fucking blow everything. Like pause. They overreact on everything. Everybody was sad for this loss. Oh my God, the way this team played, I don't know if we're really ready to postseason. I don't know if like what the fuck? You tell me one loss is going to erase all the shit that we've done previously? So we're that bad of a fucking team that one loss is going to change everything. That's just fucking ridiculous. That's one loss. And honestly, the Washington shit, that was not a fucking loss. That was some bullshit. We should have won the game. This was our first actual loss as a team. And everybody's ready to go fucking like, you know, jump out the window over this shit. It's just it's one loss, right? And I wanted to beat the fucking Cowboys bad as much as any other Eagles fan out there. But at the same time, it's like, you know, losing is a part of the game, right? We have to lose somehow. Bad games are a part of it, right? You know, lack of execution at some point in time, especially, you know, how competitive the league is, it's going to happen, right? You're not going to be perfect in every aspect, but you know, imperfections for a brief moment or for one game doesn't define everything that you have accomplished all the way up till now. And it's not going to define you for moving forward. This team is too fucking good, and we got too many goddamn leaders on this team for us to just fall apart like this. It's like our team, everybody on our team is there for a reason. Everybody got their roles, and everybody for the most part is doing what they're supposed to do. They're not looking ahead. They're working hard. They're staying focused. Speaking of Steichen, I'm going to transfer over to Miles Sanders. Miles Sanders had 21 carries, 65 yards. He did fumble the football, which there between last game and this game, it actually, Miles Sanders was at fault. Okay? But I feel really fucking bad. Like, because this is the theme of this particular game. The theme of this game has been the theme that I've been, not really bringing to everybody's attention, kind of subtle. It's like with Quez Watkins and the Commanders. And matter of fact, fuck it. We'll tie both in, but I'll make this segment more about Miles Sanders, and I'll just kind of squeeze in pause. I'll kind of squeeze in, Quez Watkins into this. I love how our team expects, at the end of the day, fumbling like that blatantly, that's not okay. Even if you don't get the ball, like that's not okay, right? The fundamentals you gotta have down packed no matter if you're getting the ball or not, okay? No excuses for that. At the same time, though, I'm sick of our team trying to, especially on the offensive end specifically, we are trying to demand excellent things. We're trying to make people Superman, and they haven't even been in a fucking fist fight. This is what I mean by what I'm saying. Like, we want them to fight fucking General Zod or goddamn Lex Luthor. They haven't even been in a fucking fist fight. They haven't even, see a mugging in an alley and go handle that. Like, you have to, there's lead up to this shit, right? You gotta give players reps. So, I'm gonna bring it, my analogy is full circle. You gotta give players reps. Because the more reps you get, the less likely that in a tense or a situation where like everything got to be perfect, you're gonna fuck up because you're used to this already. You have a rhythm. When you're kind of like not giving Quez Watkins the ball pretty much all year and then say, oh yeah, I need you to do this, I need you to do that. Yes, fundamentals are important, but how hard can you really be on a player when you're not giving him the fucking ball at all? Okay, and for Miles Sanders. What the fuck was that? Like, I'm not even gonna get mad at Miles. Number one, I felt really bad that Miles Sanders definitely was very emotionally distraught over that, and I felt bad for him. Like, even though he fucked up, and it was his fault, I actually felt bad for him because we haven't given, for the second year in the fucking row, we're not giving this man the ball. This is just a repeated we're not giving this man the ball, and with this game, where everybody's gonna say, "Oh, he got 21 carries." Why the fuck do you, every time you keep giving Miles Sanders the ball, it's in the same shotgun formation? It's always out of the gun. Not one time did I see any variation like, okay, let's try handing Miles Sanders off on a toss play. Let's try giving it to him by the single back formation, right? There was some single back formation plays, but they were pass plays. Why not actually just fucking give Miles Sanders the ball straight up? Why do you keep doing this RPO shit? You keep doing things that basically it's going to take a long time to get the snap because you're farther from the quarterback is farther from the center. Get the snap, decide what the defense is doing. So like, okay, is the defense going to crash this? So maybe I got to keep it, or should I just hand it off, right? So you got all these thoughts, all this long ass elongated process to get the ball off. Why not just do some regular shit? Mix it up. So I can't even blame Miles Sanders for getting fucking 3 yards a carry. I can't. Because there was no variation with the running. It just was not. It was just basically like, here, Miles Sanders, just get the ball, get the ball, get the ball. Go ahead, eat, dog, eat. No, you gotta get the defense on their toes. You gotta mix this shit up. You can't just give, we technically give Miles Sanders his carries. He has 21, but it's not about the fucking carries. It's about how you're doing it. You have to set this man up for success. And they didn't do that. And then this whole year, you're not giving him the fucking ball. The man had 144 yards and 2 touchdowns. And the next game, you don't give him the fucking ball at all. I don't remember how many carries he got, but he didn't get the ball at fucking all. Like less than 15 carries. I don't even think he reached 15 carries. Okay, 144 yards, 2 touchdowns, leads the league in yards per carry. They get the ball all fucking, and then this game you want to say, oh, you're giving him the carries, but you're not fucking doing anything to help this man out. And then when he fumbles the football, you want to say, oh, Miles Sanders should fumble the football. Like, you can't fucking blame a man who you're not giving the ball to. It just doesn't make any fucking sense. And then I don't see Miles Sanders involved in the passing game at all. You know, you're just either you're underutilizing him or you're not using your talent at all. That pain that he fumbled, how emotional he was, that's how I felt. Not even just about the situation, about his whole predicament, his whole season. This man has been nothing but professional. Because last year, he was wilding out. He was expressive, showing that, hey, give me the fucking ball. This year, he's just more trying to remain professional, trying to keep it cool. But they are not appreciating this man. They're not showing this man he's a valuable member of this fucking team. And I told everybody, fuck the top 10 shit. He's a top 5 talent this year. At the very least, a top 5 talent. And honestly, I don't know what the fuck his ceiling is, because he could be very well be the best running back in the league. Because you don't give him the fucking ball. So I don't even know what his ceiling, nobody knows what his ceiling is. You underutilize these players and you expect them to like come through in clutch moments. You can't do that. You got to have some kind of rhythm going. You got to give them some reps. So that way they're ready for these moments. It's one thing we watch it on film and practice it, but it's a whole nother thing when you get these reps in these games, it means something. Okay? Now with the Quez Walker situation, same shit. Why the fuck are we running last year's routes all of a sudden this time around? Why are we doing that shit with this year with Hurts? All we're doing with Hurts when Quez Watkins is there is running stupid ass screen passes. But at the end of the day, it's the same recurring shit. You want players to come through for you, but you don't throw Quez Watkins the ball at all. And you tell Quez Watkins to his face, after all the shit he did for us last year, that, oh yeah, you're not going to be getting the ball that much because the offense is going to be centered around A.J. Brown or Devontae Smith. You can't fucking do that. You can't tell a man who's worked his ass off, got us out of tight jams and tight situations, third down, came through in the clutch for us, you know, had one of the fastest players in the league, has great hands, great route running. We got a jewel for a third receiver. You can't just all of a sudden tell him, oh yeah, you're not a part of the offense anymore. And then when we need you to come through, like the fumble with the Washington, should he have not fumbled the football? Fucking obviously, right? With the situation, should he have caught the ball and made sure that the defender behind him couldn't get over him on the second Minshew interception? Yes. But you cannot keep expecting this man to come through for you if you're not giving him reps. And then everybody wants to blame the players. No, you can't. If the players aren't getting any reps, you can't blame them for when they fuck up. So I'm off the Quez Walk situation. I'm not going to like sit there and shit on him the way everybody else has been doing, because realistically speaking, what can I expect from a man who hasn't been getting, who literally has done everything for a lot of shit for us last year, basically told that, yeah, that shit doesn't fucking matter. At some point in time, I can't expect you to play at your best. Just can't, right? Lane Johnson is going to be out for the rest of the regular season. Thank God that it's damn near guaranteed we're going to get the first round bye, so that way Lane Johnson can have some time to heal up. Really quickly, I want to just talk about the little rumors that they might make Hurts play, which I don't. But from what I've been hearing, Hurts is not 100% healthy. So I like Minshew isn't bad enough to the point where, oh my God, even though we got the Saints, right? So the Saints should give us extra motivation, right? Saints should be, you know, a team that, like, listen, let's go wrap this shit up now. Let's go win the division, let's go get the NFC East, and let's go actually get this first round bye, right? At the same time, we beat them, we get a better draft pick. You understand what I'm saying? So, and also, everybody's pretty much in play in the NFC. The NFC South is so fucking horrible. Literally, all 4 of the teams, both Atlanta, Panthers, all the fucking teams are in play for the playoffs, right? And all of them got like fucking 8 or 9 losses. So that shit is crazy to me. But moving on from that, I'm not gonna lie. We're lucky as shit to have the last 2 games to be not as challenging, because if it was, losing Lane Johnson would be bigger than it already is. We have enough, like, Howie did such a great job of, you know, upgrading and adding depth to this offensive line that it's not, sorry if y'all saw a spit fly. Sorry if y'all saw a spit fly. He did such a great job of adding depth to this offensive line that even though Lane Johnson is a huge fucking loss, because without question Lane Johnson is the best in his position, without question, it's not going to be too bad. And it's not like we're going to be facing against a defensive tackle or a defensive end. It's like damn near like top 5 or 10 in the league. So we should be okay. Devontae Smith.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Monster game. I swear on everything, bro. We don't understand. And this is the crazy thing about everybody. Everybody's saying like, oh my God, Devontae Smith is really that guy. He's been that fucking guy. He's been that guy. Just Jalen Hurts had to improve so we could really see Devontae Smith's full potential. But he's been that guy. We got 2 number 1s on our team. And I said this, I think it was a Detroit video or some other video earlier. Let me read you off the stats. I do not remember because I've been kind of going crazy. So yeah, he had 8 receptions for 113 yards, 2 touchdowns. Devontae Smith, absolute fucking monster, man. Like, making tough catches, holding on to the ball with big hits, man. The man did everything. Like, I could sit up there and talk about Devontae Smith and how great he is, but like, all we doing is just waste time with the video. But honestly, hats off to Devontae Smith. He was a monster that game. A.J. Brown played pretty good. I'm going to read off his stats real quick. 6 receptions for 103 yards. He had an injury scare in the first quarter where, like, literally, he did a good job of maneuvering around everybody. But then all of a sudden, you know, he just kind of falls. And most likely, I'm going to be straight up and honest with you, had he stayed up, he probably would have had a touchdown added to those stats. But he played a really good game. The toe injury kind of scared me a little bit, but he seems to be fine, so that's good. The injuries that we were getting, I'm not going to lie to you, with this turf shit, the NFL's going to have to really seriously consider changing it. They'll have to seriously consider changing the turf to grass. Because right now, there's just too many, you know, forget about our players. Just in general, there's too many players getting hurt on this turf. And it's through like non-contact injury. The NFL has to take this situation seriously. So, you know, moving on from that, happy to see Goddard back. So I remember this stat at the very least. 3 receptions, 67 yards, broken some tackles, some big boy catches. I'm surprised that, you know, because I remember the Jets game last year that I reacted to. Minshew and Goddard got pretty good chemistry, so I'm surprised they didn't target him more, but he had an outstanding game for the little bit of targets that went his way. He capitalized off of all of them. That's pretty much it for the offense. I'm going to move to talk about defense. Josh Sweat.
That's what I'm talking about! That's why he's the GOAT! The GOAT!
Another monster game for him. Man had, oh, can't forget, I'm so sorry. I almost forgot about the Boston Scott fumble. Like that was some bullshit. Like, Boston Scott was wrong for that. I didn't get on him too much because for the most part he's doing good. Kick returning thing, like he got it down packed. So I think he had a pretty good return in that game as well. But like that fumble, obviously that was inexcusable. But I'm not gonna get on him. Like for the most part, Boston Scott's been doing a pretty good job. But yeah, that fumble, huge no. But like we're gonna move on from that. So back to the defense. Yeah, Josh Sweat, incredible game. Had a pick 6 off of Josh. I did not know that man was that fast. Josh Sweat is fast. Like the way this man, I think he like slightly stiff. Dak wasn't really trying that hard to tackle, but he wait like Josh Sweat can move. He's fast as hell. Josh Sweat had a huge game. I think he had the pick 6, and I think he had another sack. I think he had a sack and a half that game. Don't quote me. But yeah, he had a huge game. Sue got half a sack. Linval Joseph, we're going to talk about him very briefly because he did some shit that kind of didn't make sense to me. Kind of scratched my head. Brandon Graham, I think, had half a sack. Hassan Reddick played pretty good, had 2 sacks. Matter of fact, I think we should probably talk about the fuck. I lost my train of thought. Hargreaves is kind of quiet too. Oh, I got to talk about the Jordan Davis injury. So Milton Williams was trying to go in for a tackle. He basically like smacked right into Jordan Davis' chest. So, you know what's funny? Jordan Davis is not getting that much playing time, which is kind of weird. Like, ever since he came back from the injuries, like, I see him on special teams, but I don't really see him, like, playing like that. So, that's a little weird. But, yeah, Jordan Davis got injured, too. I might either put in the comments or probably, like, post it on my Twitter and Instagram. And for those, everybody to know, like, because I normally do my game recaps. Like I tweet it out. I didn't do it because obviously it was Christmas. Like I said before, like it was a lot of shit that's kind of like fucking up my mood. So I didn't feel like getting on social media at all. And I don't really go on social media like during like Christmas or holidays or whatever. You know what I'm saying? So yeah, moving on from that, I want to talk about the Linval Joseph situation. So we had a forced fumble. I don't remember if it was off of I'm trying to think. I don't remember who was off it, either Ezekiel Elliott, or Dak Prescott, or strip sack. I don't remember, but it was a fumble, and I forgot who was on. I think Fletcher Cox dived on it and missed it. But for the life of me, I don't understand why Linval Joseph was just standing there. Like he didn't make an effort to dive for the ball, and he was in that area. To me, this just didn't make sense. So you can chalk it up to maybe he didn't see the ball, but like I just don't. But like I don't know what the fuck Linval Joseph was doing. I don't know why he didn't dive on a ball or attempt to go get the ball. Like first off, Fletcher Cox should have got it. I think Fletcher Cox was the one that dived for. Don't quote me on that. But Linval Joseph just kind of just stood there, and that confused the shit out of me. And then literally, we're going to talk about the fucking secondary. Oh my God, it was god awful, bro. God awful. It was ass. Okay, we're going to talk about the secondary. But at the end of the day, moving up, Cy Reddick had a pretty good game. Edwards was racking up the tackles, but coverage, I heard he didn't really do so well. Kaiser White was looking like Bobby Wagner last week. This week, he was just there. I don't know who the fuck 48 is. I think it was Kyron Johnson.
Dumbass.
He did not play good at all. I don't know why the fuck. If you're going to put in Kyron Johnson, you might as well fucking put in the Kobe Dean. Like, if you had some more room to go play another linebacker, put in fucking the Kobe Dean. I don't know who the fuck. I think Kyron Johnson number 40, he was awful. He was awful. I mean, I forgot he was a pass rusher, he was a coverage. He was awful. I couldn't stand Kyron Johnson. Like, maybe he's suitable for more of a pass rush. Right now, he's not ready to play in the starter role whatsoever. At all. Do not put this man in the fucking game ever again. I don't want to see that shit. So, Kyron Johnson, if he's going to do that shit, put fucking the Kobe Dean in. I want to see the Kobe Dean play if he's going to do some shit like that. Right? So, moving on from that, we got to talk about the secondary. We got to do, right? So, whether everybody feels fit, is neglecting to mention is that I believe it was the first, I don't know how it was in the second half. The first half, I remember the commentator said it, the play-by-play announcer or whatever. So they said that the sun was literally, like the defense was staring at the sun. I think it was in the first half. The defense was literally staring at the sun when they were playing coverage, right? So I know everybody doesn't want to, wants to neglect to mention that, but it did happen. Darius Slay, literally ever since, I would even say the Minnesota game where he went crazy, maybe after our first meeting against Washington, bro has not been the same player. And I tried to ignore it because Joey Smith was like, yeah, he keep getting beat on the Saints. I'm like, yeah, like Darius Slay gonna be fine. He don't get that many targets anyway. Then this game, he looked very sloppy. Like he was running into players. There was one time he was frustrated with something, but and then also he was a part of another guy we're gonna definitely fucking talk about, which I'm not gonna mention him right now. Darius Slay is kind of falling off, and I was trying to put it off. I was like, nah, he's gonna be fine, but Darius Slay is starting to concern me. He's starting to concern me. Because the second half of the season, he's been too fucking quiet, right? Because literally the first half, that Minnesota game, and I think the first game with Carson Wentz playing the Washington Commanders, he was damn near about to win Defensive Player of the Year. He was there, and then all of a sudden, he just decided to he kind of just fell to the wayside. So I don't know what's going on with Darius Slay. He definitely need to get his shit together. I don't like the trajectory that he's going on right now. I don't like it. It's heading downwards, and he's starting to become a liability. And I'm concerned. Okay, I'll move on from Darius Slay. Bradbury got caught up a few times, but you can't expect perfection out of everybody. So I'm gonna excuse him because for the most part, when Bradbury gets targeted, he does what he's supposed to do. So I'll excuse him for the few passes that he did allow. Right. Blankenship came back, and Josiah Scott came back. So also about Mattis real quick. So Mattis got injured. He got a toe injury. He's pretty much out for the regular season. His tackling, he made some plays with tackling because I think Gannon stunned some blitzes, and he stunned Mattis on some defensive back blitzes. But for the life of me, you're not that strong. Why the fuck are you trying to tackle Dak Prescott, who's big as shit, with one arm? Like literally, he fucked up a possible sack opportunity. He had him in his fucking grasp. Just put 2 arms around the man. He tried to tackle with arm. What the fuck are you doing? And all of a sudden, I'm chilling. I'm like, all right, this game. All of a sudden, I heard like, I see Maddox in a fucking like walking on the sidelines limping with a top. Like, what the fuck? In a walking boot. I'm like what the fuck is going on? Like, it was good a minute ago. Then all of a sudden, he's injured. Like, what the fuck? It was weird. Like, cause Maddox was making plays at the beginning, and then now he just kind of was like tackling with bad form, and it was just weird. And all of a sudden, he's injured. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? Like, you literally just came back. How the fuck you injured again? But yeah, if he injured, what's the best for his recovery? But like Maddox, that tackle, some of the tackles you was doing, you made some great plays, but you also made some plays like, all you had to do is tackle with good form. And I promise you, the plays that you missed, especially that sack that should have been a sack with Dak Prescott, would have been made. So I don't know what the fuck is going on with that. So Josiah Scott decided to come in, and Blankenship is back from his injury. They both played like absolute dog shit. Reed Blankenship and Josiah Scott played like dog shit. I mean, Josiah Scott would just fucking up coverages. He was running into people, letting people go right by him. I mean, I tried to be a Josiah Scott proponent for a little bit. I was defending you. Look at my earlier videos. I was defending like, yo, like chill out, man. He doing what he's supposed to do. Like, Maddox been out. He's been holding it down, making some plays. Got an interception off of a tip from Bradbury. He holding it down. He doing good. Like, chill out. He was horrible. He was horrible. He was allowing motherfuckers to go right by him. I mean, fuck Britton Covey. Like, fuck that. Britton Covey, I put on bike patrol. Yo ass, you are a crossing guard. I mean, you was just letting motherfuckers, you was like, come here. You, no, hold on. Now you can come. What the fuck? Like, you was allowing anybody to go past you. The other person that was dog shit was Reed Blankenship. I'm sorry, I know you just came back from an injury, and I really don't try to roast players, but they just came back from an injury, try to give a benefit of the doubt. But you was awful. I mean, you look. The secondary was look like the fucking Three Stooges.
He's a boy. Give me that.
I mean, we was running into each other and shit. You know, motherfuckers was miscommunicating and shit. Didn't know who was guarding who. Blankenship was just diving on the fucking ground, just failing to make tackles. It was all. They were awful. Like, Slade did not play well. And he's kind of on a downward slope, and he needs to get his shit together 100%. Like, I tried to ignore it, but like, yeah, Slade do what the fuck he's supposed to. He need to get his shit together. Blankenship and Josiah Scott, that was fucking hideous. That was dog shit. That was one of the worst secondary performances I've ever seen in my life. That was horrible. Both of y'all were complete ass. Okay? Now, Gator's performance overall. The defense came through, especially in the first half. I think the issue was like the same thing with Green Bay, honestly. Like Dak Prescott had too much time in the pocket. Like a lot of these plays that happened, he had clean pockets. Honestly, he really had a clean pocket, and there was no pressure. Like, the man could sit up there and read a whole goddamn Charles Dick. Like, he was literally. Bro was just chilling in a pocket. Like, man could have kicked up a beach chair, had a pina colada and shit, looked at a Playboy magazine. I don't fucking know. What he was chilling in a pocket. That man could have had a goddamn PSP in his hand, just playing some goddamn GTA or like some old ass 2Ks or something. Bro was chilling. He was chilling in that pocket. And, you know, Gator did do some blitzes, but like, why not do some blitzes where TJ Edwards is screaming at the middle? You know, you constantly have 4 to 5 guys. It's the same recurring theme over and over. You got 4 to 5 guys rushing. That's not enough. They decided not to run that much. But the time that they did, we did a pretty good job of actually neutralizing. Ezekiel Elliott-Pollard, they did come up with a couple of runs here and there. But overall, yeah, we did pretty good for the most part. I honestly can't really complain about our run defense per se, and it's not like they were really running the ball like that anyway. Like, but when they knew that, you know, our secondary was playing like the fucking Three Stooges, they was having a goddamn way. They was doing whatever the fuck they wanted to do. So, you know, kudos to them, I guess. But at the same time, it's like, why don't you have TJ Edwards coming down in the middle? Why don't you have a quarterback spy? Like, you're literally trying to depend on 4 to 5 guys to get at press. It's just not going to fucking work. You got to remember, and for the most part, Dallas Cowboys, when fully healthy, they have a top 5 offensive line. We can't just sit up there and just come at the offensive line, just like, okay, we're going to do what the fuck we did against the Bears, and literally, you know, just hope that our guys get past the offensive line. We ended up having our normal 6-sack day that we've been getting recently, but at the same time, it's like, again, you got to do better. And that 30 and 30, that's unfuck. Like, bro, you're the king of, oh, I'm scared, so scared of quarterbacks. I'm so scared of blitz because I don't want to get beat by the deep pad. You got beat by a fucking 30 and 30. That was atrocious. That was fucking atrocious, bro. That made me sick to my stomach. That shit was atrocious, bro. No question about it. Honestly, that's all I really got. We got the Saints coming up. So real quickly about the Saints. Don't underestimate this team. I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is playing or not. He is honestly my favorite corner in the league. I love Marshawn Lattimore. He's so fucking competitive. Like, bro is not scared of nobody, and he make it challenging. Underrated as shit, and he's very, very talented. Okay. So I don't know if Marshawn Lattimore is playing. This game is important. Like I said earlier in this video, bro. We get a better first round pick from them, and we literally clinched the first round bye and clinched the NFC East. We gotta win it. I don't want them to play fucking Jalen Hurts if he's not 100%. Please, for the love of God, don't do it. Minshew's good enough. Don't listen to all these, you know, these fucking knee-jerk reaction fans. Oh my God, we lost. Get rid of Minshew. Hurts play Hurts. No, if Hurts is not ready to play, don't fucking play. We're not going to do this Andrew Luck, RG3 type shit. He's the future of our franchise. We gotta protect him. He's not ready to play. Go let him play for maybe a series or 2 against the Giants and just call it a day, bro. It's not worth putting them in danger when Minshew is a solid, like, he's not fucking Cooper Rush by any stretch of the imagination. He's a solid backup. He played pretty good, had over 350 yards passing. He's serviceable. So there's no reason to do a knee-jerk reaction and play Hurts when he's not ready, okay? Obviously, you know, stopping with Kamara is not something we can see. Like, he's still solid. I still think Miles Sanders is a better player than him as of right now. But Alvin Kamara is, he still can make plays. That receiving core is very fucking underrated. They got Chris Olave, who's playing really, really good for a rookie this year. They got Jarvis Landry, who's playing good. They got this other dude named, I think his name is Jawan Johnson, the tight end. He looks really, he like that. He could be the future of that team for 100%. That bro, he can play. He's pretty good. Like, so don't sleep on the Saints receiving core, and don't sleep on Kamara. The defense, you know, obviously they got Cameron Jordan. They got some play. I think Marcus May. I don't know if he's on the Jets or the Saints. I don't remember. But they got a safety or 2 that can make plays. They got Tyrann Mathieu, obviously. So don't take this team lightly. And they also got the Mario Davis, who's actually playing pretty good this year. So don't sleep on this team. This team, it should be an easy win, but don't take this team lightly. Play this team hard. Like we've been doing all. Like, play every goddamn team hard that we face, especially the Saints, because this Saints team can't beat us. Should they beat us? Hell no. But can they? Absolutely. All right? I am not making a Saints video. I'm just not doing it. I have a lot of shit to do. I want to start recording music again. Will I be doing videos in the future? Yes. It just won't be... You won't see... This is what I was honestly thinking. And I'll put a poll out to see if y'all want that. But I kind of didn't want to do it because my videos are long as fuck. And it'd be redundant for me to repeat the same shit over and over again that I've been doing pretty much every video. Right? I pretty much cover all the shit that's been taking place with this team overall. I always talk about the big picture of this team. And my videos are like 40 to 45 minutes long. So realistically speaking, I don't think it's really wise for me to decide to do a end of the year recap. So you won't see another video about the Eagles, like a full length Eagles reaction video. You won't see it until after our first game in the playoffs. Okay, so you'll see it there. So whoever we face in the divisional round, after that game, you'll see a video. But until then, I'm not making no more videos about the Eagles because I have a lot of other shit I'm trying to do. I want to focus on that. It doesn't mean there's not going to be any YouTube content coming out, all right? But at the same time, it's like with the videos as far as the Eagles are concerned, I'm done with that. We're going to get the first round bye. We're going to get the NFC East. So there's no reason. And also the Saints and the Giants, it's not really to talk about, right? It got to be some crazy shit for me to make a video. So don't never say never. But for the most part, don't expect a video, okay? Obviously the Twitter recaps, yeah, all right. that's all I got for you guys. Okay, some quick announcements. My When Christmas Come to Town cover is officially out. If y'all haven't streamed it, if you haven't listened to it yet, it's on YouTube exclusively. I'm going to work on getting it on all the other streaming platforms. I will announce it on my social media, which I've said in the beginning of the video if y'all haven't. And also, it's down below in the description. I will announce on social media when the rest of the streaming platforms will have that song on there, and then I'll update you guys accordingly. Okay, so that 2 new videos out. So basically, it's what I did last year, except it's more visual. As I told you before, I couldn't do like a regular video for me because I was starting like a motherfucker, and like it was very, I was really forcing this shit, and it wasn't entertaining. Trust me, you guys are not missing out on anything. So I tried to do it like a more visual format. So basically, my top 10 top 10 songs of the year. I got that video out, and I have a separate video out with my top 5 albums of the year. So it's a great video. Either way, it's not me talking and singing in front of a camera, but it's still a hell of a video. You guys are going to like it. If y'all watch the video, let me know what y'all top 5 albums of 2022 is. And on the obviously the top 10 songs, let me know what y'all top 10 songs. If y'all got like a top 15, top 20, I want to hear that list. Put that below and watch the videos. I will have both of those links down below in the description, alright? Like, comment, subscribe. Happy holidays. If I don't see y'all again, if I don't have another video out, have a happy new year. You know what I'm saying? I'm at the point in time, real quickly, where I'm not going to do much talking this time around. It's all about action. I'm not going to say, oh, I'm going to be a double XL freshman, this, that, and the third. I'm not doing no fucking talking. I'm all about action this year. So I'm not going to make no long-ass, rambling, speech I do on Twitter all the time. It's not happening. Straight up. All about action. We're going to take care of business, all right? Another thing before I go, don't forget, stream Roll Double XL if you haven't. 2022 album of the year, at least for me. But hey, no, fuck that. It's 2022 album of the year. Stream that shit. Y'all missing out if y'all have not, okay? Brother got big dreams, but don't have a big bank account. Make sure y'all hit that GoFundMe link in the description and help a brother out. Donate to the channel so I can, make some improvements and continue to provide y'all with some even better content than what I've been already doing, alright? Some higher quality content, I should say. Okay? Hope everybody had a great Christmas once again. Happy holidays. I'm out of here. Peace. Bye.